very quickly as well, Ajax and Chavo, for this venue and for this event. It's not only a great place to compete, but people always ask me how to get into commentary, because I have recently, and it's literally you just go and do it, and there's not a better place to do it than here with someone like Ajax.
I take my time and go out of my way to try and help the newcasters and everybody on the come up, give them an opportunity to grow. But right now, the biggest thing we like to see is the growth rate of these players who have been really tearing it up today. SnowInMay being one of them, but TheActuary on the opposing side of that, I believe might be number 4 or 6, because we learned Blitz was number 5. One of our better players in the area, and this is why.
I believe Actuary is number 6 still, if I remember, because I think he was 6 PRs in a row and he was on the last one. That air dodge, though, the early air dodge coming out from Snow meant that he had no option to get back, and Actuary could just take his timeline.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Ritual. When I was seeing that it would be SnowInMay and Actuary coming up next, I actually kind of feared for what might happen to the Actuary going into this game. I no longer have that fear because Min is in a similar aspect, kind of around the same token of what you would see with Zelda, except we're seeing a complete matchup unfamiliarity as TheActuary is completely beating down SnowInMay right now.
I was going to say, I don't know how much these two have played before, but as you mentioned, Snow being newer to the CT scene, you're not going to play a Zelda like Actuary almost anywhere. And so if you haven't played him before, you're in for a rude awakening, as well as the fact that Zelda thrives on these frame drops, thrives on these setups, and once Min doesn't really have tools to avoid them, so she gets hit by them much more consistently than most other characters.
Yeah, and continuously just going in with those up Bs, one of those trades will eventually work in your favor. Actuary's going to get that free grab punish, of course, forcing him to go low, but that time SnowInMay jumping away after getting that early spike last time, not trying to have that same situation happen again.
Absolutely, and using the Phantom as well, just hiding behind it, not letting those arms come in, and the spacing coming in perfect. Snow, though, just DIing out of that up B, did learn from watching earlier, so he's not going to lose his last stock early, but this could still be a very quick game.
And a little bit of history coming in from Green Bull. You know, I don't get to check into all the Holo Gamings and such, so these two have fought each other somewhere, and most likely Holo Gaming. And Snow has yet to beat TheActuary. Actuary having a phenomenal understanding of this. Reminder, Actuary also beat G Extreme's Steve the other day with Zelda too. So Actuary does not really care about where the tier list positions are because he is a character specialist through and through. That being said, though, he has gotten SnowInMay has brought it all the way back.
And I was going to say, Zelda too is one of those characters that can not care about the tier list because she's like Ganon in that she hits you a couple times and you die, but she can actually recover. She can reset to neutral. And so if you're just good enough at a character like Zelda, you can just lead your opponent and condition your opponent and just kill them off a couple hits.
That Phantom is going to be enough to take it out there, just knocking shit off the stage. Also, good idea of going for the down smash because it doesn't really have a lot of whiff recovery to it. So that into the immediate Nehru's love just to kind of back him off. Very smart from Actuary once again. Can Actuary build on that? I think so. I don't think we will see that Pichu show up. That is something that I think is going to be staying far away from this screen with Zelda being on the other side.
Yeah, I think I think even if not the way it went on the winner's side against Ling, I think he needs to take that one back to the lab a little bit more before he brings it out and bracket again. But getting here into game number 2 here on Hollow Bastion, I think this is a pretty interesting stage counter from Snow.
I mean, Snow did this earlier against Don too, which I think part of it is probably just having the ability to find a nair still by getting people to air dodge onto that platform, and also having the ability to have wider room because you're probably not getting FD. Not that you would want to be honest, against the way that Actuary's playing, but at least gives you a different mix-up option. That will take it though, as that nair just rips him out of the tether.
One of the biggest benefits too of this center platform is how far away it is from ledge as well, right? It doesn't give you the mix-ups, the mix-ups out of disadvantage that and off ledge that a lot of other platforms do in this game, and that means that it gives Min all the benefits she gets from platforms without any of the drawbacks trying to get out his disadvantage, and still makes her ledge trapping so incredibly consistent.
Yep, now SnowInMay just trying to find a way to walk away from this ledge, but the thing is that Phantom does have that check to it, because you're trying to reflect an up smash, but the thing is that actually starts walking towards you behind the Phantom usually, and once he sees that charge beginning, he preemptively puts up shield. But Min can't commit to what is normally those free aerials because there's always something in the way first.
And I'm totally blanking. Was the last game also a 3-stock? Because this one is certainly on its way to be
No,
so.
it was almost, though. It looked like it was going to be the way Actuary started it off, but SnowInMay brought it all the way back. Looks like SnowInMay wasn't done as we look for a dare attempt to try and go for a very early knockout. And that forward smash forced him to have to go low. Finally, Dragon Shot at least gets him out, Ritual.
Yeah, no. The fact of the matter, like, Snow just hasn't been able to find any way in. He's started to look for these down tilts, finally finding a grab to get back, but Actuary, the teleport coming a little high, Snow being very smart and holding that shield over ledge, because knowing that that hitbox will make it linger and that he can get a punish if it hits his shield.
Yeah.
Really smart stuff.
And, well. Was Zelda the answer all along? Was Zelda the answer to Min Min all along? Because Actuary is making this matchup look kind of free in moments. It has been very tough for Snow to get in, and Snow is a very smart player. They're having a very hard time getting in through this pressure that Actuary's been able to put out.
I'm also not going to lie. I haven't seen Actuary do a ledge trap or a ledge trap exactly like that ever. I think he saw Snow's, oh, I'm going to use the shield and punish your hit lag on my shield, and was like, I like that. And then immediately did it back and took the game. So really good, just quick implementation from him there. The down tilt into the nair. You see a little bit of a Min combo coming out. We don't see those too often anymore, but she still does have them.
I think this is one of those times where SnowInMay was kind of hoping that Don might have made his way back up to this point to try and box this out. Of course, Don might have had to fight Kiwi, but it is instead Actuary who continues to perform. Like you said, definitely one of our better players in the area with an unfamiliar matchup. But so far, SnowInMay at least having a good start, but that just gave up ledge that could give Snow some big problems, as immediately Actuary is basically able to reset everything.
Yeah, no. And Actuary is so smart using these teleport mix-ups off of platform. And honestly, teleport recoveries are very hard sometimes for Min to deal with. Zelda's especially because of the hitbox, because of how its hitbox works. Min has to be so precise with it, and Actuary's mix-up with teleport, I think, are incredible, and it's his greatest strength, I think, with this character. So, yeah, making really good use of it, and it's very strong in this match.
Mix-up game as a character, playing a character like this, you have to have it. It's just, there's no other way that you succeed without him. Frame traps too, because most of your stuff isn't true combo based. It's just off of making people panic, and that's what Actuary's been doing well. But Snow finally finding that success, at least so far, as that first stock is going to go ahead and be on the side of SnowInMay.
And he finally finds a lead, but he has to maintain it. He has to rack on this extra credit, and this corner situation now, this advantage, they is a good start, but the down tilt, that one's not going to be safe. He's going to get grabbed, losing the stock to Jin's Fire, and just like that, at the stocks are even, and against Zelda, a percent lead doesn't really matter.
No, as we've seen, SnowInMay has been getting knocked out essentially after getting put on ledge once. It's been very hard to get around. Finally finds a pivot grab though. That's something that Snow was doing very well earlier. The success of the grab rate needs to be high compared to just the area, just the arms themselves.
Yeah, no. And just the Dragon Nair coming out, you don't see that one very often. But the parry and the up smash as well. Snow has done such a good job this game just playing defensive and really just forcing Actuary to approach him at all times, never let him set up. And this early lead has made all the difference. Like, I don't even think it's Snow playing that differently. It's just he got the first stock, and so he can actually set up.
And Snow starting to delay the options a bit more off a shield to try and make sure, even though it's just 2 hits, usually it's been the same speed, and you think that you get that free punish, and now Snow with definitely the most comfortable lead we've seen so far in this set.
Yep, and the F smash again coming in. Actuary loves that so much, along with the jump cancel part to get a little bit extra positioning. I love Snow's use of the Dragon Laser. He started to use it way more this game. Aim to poke through the Phantom, and Actuary just hasn't had an answer for it so far.
No, not at all. And Actuary looking, I won't say a bit lost compared to usual, but definitely not looking as confident about the approaches that we had before. Get it back off that Nehru's Love too, and this is looking like what should be Snow's game. Basically, with this type of lead, it's your game to lose at this point.
But the Jin's Fire, I think, is with Actuary's X factor here. Snow has started to deal with those Phantom and Teleport mix-ups, but now the Jin's Fire's come in, and so far he still hasn't had an answer. The Lightning Kick now, and just like that, it's last stock, and even though Actuary's at kill percent, this game might as well.
I'm not gonna lie, I smell a game incoming. Yeah. In the near future, I feel like there's a spike incoming. Almost catches the nair right there. Dash attack comes away, forces him to go low. You have to dodge. There it is. Knew it was coming. You could just feel it. The way that dub happened and the way things were going, it was too good to be true for SnowInMay because Actuary just ends it all. Perfectly executed edge guard there and just completely dominates that last game.
So cool, that edge guard. Because what happened is he forced out the option, and Min has to air dodge in that position. And once she does, he gets the dash attack into the Phantom, knowing not that the dash attack Phantom is going to kill, because it wouldn't at that percent, but the dash attack is the win box of the